What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you are a first timer here, then welcome to you guys. Thank you guys for choosing to watch this. What we teach here, this strategy is going to change the way that you guys trade in the stock market. This is the watch list for Monday, February 13th. I put these watch lists out for you guys for free every single day, and the only thing I ask in return is when those ads pop up, you let them roll through. Keeps this stuff free for you guys and helps pay for my time. So thank you guys very much for being here. Before we get into this watch list, I've got a few things, a few plays to go through with this. But before we get started, I want to go through a few things that kind of lead into this. So one of the things is this screen that you see here. This is TradingView. So if you don't have a screen like this, you're going to want to get something like this. There's a lot of platforms to use. I use TradingView. I use their subscription-based service. If you're looking for something like this, in the description down below, there is a link. That link will get you a free 30-day trial to use TradingView. And then if you decide to go ahead with their subscription service, then you get up to $30 off of that subscription service. But you need to start by clicking on that link down below. So again, make sure you guys are taking advantage of that free offer. A couple other things I want to go through. I'm on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold. You can follow me there. You can ask me questions there. You can do the same thing down below in the comment section. Ask the questions. I get back to you guys usually within 24 hours. Okay, it's usually the same day. So make sure if you guys have questions on any of this stuff on any video, you're leaving the comments, the questions in the comment section down below. I also have a Discord, the Griswold Trading Discord. That link is in the description below. And everything that I offer for you guys that's free, which is 95% of it, or fee-based, can be found in that Discord. So it's free to join. There's a bunch of free rooms, but there is a small portion reserved for the Griswold Gold members. So within that membership, you get a 1-hour strat course that I've created, one-on-one time sessions with myself. The top 5 from each one of these videos goes to the Griswold Gold members. Those are just the top 5 plays that I think are going to perform the best the following day. What else is in there? The indicator that I've created. I've created an indicator on TradingView. That's included. You can buy all this stuff separately, but it's included. And then if you do decide to purchase, it's $50 a month, or you buy 2 months, you get 1 month free. You will get an email. You're going to have to check your junk folder, okay? It may go in there. That's a question I've been getting a lot. I'm working on it. We're working on a website to get started here to make everything a little bit more fluent. But for now, you'll get an email. Make sure you check your junk folder. And I think that's it. Oh, you also get live trading bots. So again, you can get that separately, or it comes with the membership. And those live trading bots send out trades to you live throughout the day on the Discord. So when the trades pop up on SPY, QQQ, Disney, Tesla, NEO, there's a bunch of other ones, DIA. When those trades or those setups come up, you'll get them in the Discord, in that private membership group. So you don't have to go searching for those trades. They come directly to you. So again, all the information you need is in the Discord or in my pinned tweet on Twitter, but the one on Twitter I think is a little outdated. And then there's also links below in this video. So I've taken up enough of your time with this garble. Let's get started on this watch list. We're going to go through it. We're going to learn some stuff. And if you're new to this and you're not quite understanding it, I have a learning tools playlist, a beginner's learning tools playlist as well. Go check those out. They're in the channel. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit the bell. The bell gives you the notifications when I do send these videos out to you guys. So let's get started. We're going to start with SPY. SPY is the #1 ticker that I play. I probably play it 90 to 95% of the time. It's just something I really, I've come to like playing. It moves fast. I can get in and I can get out. So for SPY on the daily, what we had, let's zoom in here. What we had is a 2 down that finished green. So two candles are directional candles. They're either directional up or they're directional down. Well, this is a directional down, and we would expect it to finish red like this one did here. This was a 2 down, but it finished red. But because it finished green, now I'll call that a failed 2, and we will look for this to push back up to the up direction. So that's what we call a 2-2 reversal. So we set our triggers at the top of the wicks, and then we set our targets. This is going to be pink, but I'll change it to green. We set our targets at the top of the preceding wick. So here, here, then the next one will be here, the next one will be here. And so when we do this, the triggers and the targets get set on the higher time frames. If you don't want to do daily, go to the hourly, go to the 30, go to the 15, but always manage on a smaller time frame. You don't have to. I do that. It's how I trade every single day. It manages your risk the best. And I can go into this in a little more detail if you guys want me to. I do it in we have a lot of sessions in the Discord, especially lately. I'm doing almost once a day. And explaining this stuff constantly to you guys just so you immerse yourself in it and understand it. But we set these triggers 408.44. So that is our trigger price. We were taking calls on this and we were looking for it to hit targets of 414.57. Now, if it doesn't do that, again, on the smaller time frames, we're looking for it to reverse back through for our stop loss. And again, you can go watch any of my review videos and it'll walk you through the steps on how to manage the trades, because I think that's a real issue that people have. They can get into the trade, but they don't know how to get out of the trade. And that's something that I struggled with early on. But those review videos will show you exactly how to do that, and I've got plenty of them for you guys. So the other thing you'll notice on this chart, there's two pink lines. I put two pink lines here. What those pink lines represent are my weekly triggers, and that's true on all of my videos. My weekly triggers are pink, my monthly triggers are blue, my quarterly triggers are purple, and my yearly triggers are orange. And that's just a color set that I've come to be comfortable and familiar with. The other thing I want to show you about this day chart, I only need, this is time frame right here, guys. This time frame on the hourly chart, the daily, the weekly, the monthly, the quarterly, and the yearly. And this is part of my indicator that I've created, as is this yellow inside bar, white outside bar, this gold highlight on the 3-1, these candlestick numbers, and a bunch of other great tools that are included with it. And you get it for life. If you purchase it, you get it for life. And if it's upgraded, you guys get those upgrades for free. So this time frame continuity is very important, and a lot of traders don't really know about it and don't pay attention to it. But full time frame continuity would be if everything is green or everything was red. Time frame continuity is just what you're looking for on your trade. So for me, because my trades are only realistically 3 minutes, maybe an hour, up to an hour long, I only need this hourly and this daily in my direction. If I have more, if the weekly, monthly, quarterly, and yearly are all green, well, that's higher probability that this trade is going to work out. And guys, listen, every trade, and gals, every trade is based off of probability. Every trade, every strategy is based off of probability, because nobody knows if this candle is going to go 2 up on Monday. No one knows if this candle is going to go 2 down or stay inside bar. It's likely not staying inside bar, but we don't know that. And because of that, we have risk management. Okay, so time frame continuity really helps with giving us high probability trades. So it's something to pay attention to. And again, my trades, I need the hourly and the daily. Everything else is a bonus. If you're going a little longer, looking at a swing trade, you might want, you're going to want this weekly in the same direction, and possibly this month in the same direction. So I was saying before, these two pink lines represent my weekly triggers. So if I go to the weekly chart, and we'll go through this in a weekly video, but here's the inside bar, and I've marked it out with the weekly triggers. So the thing about this, we have a 2 down that finished green, but we also have an inside bar on the week. And we are closer to going 2 down on the week than we are 2 down or 2 up on the week. And so if we trigger to the downside, well, then this trade's not really going to set up at all. And then we're just 2 down on the week, and you can look for a possible swing trade to the downside on SPY. Okay, so there's a bunch of setups that are like this, where we have triggers on the daily and the triggers on the weekly. Sometimes they are confluent and they go together, and once we target, we trigger the weekly, or we trigger the day, we trigger the week. This case, there's a little bit of conflict, but the time frame continuity is what we're really going to look at, because if we trend down, the hourly, the daily, the weekly will all be to the downside. If we trend up, everything's going to be green. So again, I took a long time explaining a lot of stuff there. We're going to move on. General Motors has the same setup. We're 2 down green. We've got full time frame continuity. And again, when we open Monday morning, this hourly, this daily, and this weekly are all going to be brand new. So if we trend down, all 3 of these are going to be red. Okay? So we have the trigger at 41.63, first target at 42.99. We'll move on to Apple. Apple usually follows what SPY does for the most part. But again, we have this 2 down, finish green. There's that inside bar on the week, just like SPY. So again, time frame continuity, very similar to SPY. We're going to look for triggers at 151.34 and first and second targets marked out. Third target there is the trigger for the weekly on Apple. BA, inside bar. I will tell you guys one thing. SPY will be on the top 5 because anytime SPY has a setup, it is always going to be on the top 5. So be watching SPY for sure. Inside bar on Boeing, that's BA, full time frame. Calls at 214.50, puts at 210.50. This is what I was talking about with the day triggers the week. So if we trigger on the day and hit second targets, well, that triggers our weekly 2 up. I only have one pink line there, so that tells me I'm looking for a 2-2 reversal to the upside on Boeing. And I can go to the week and show you guys that. There it is. We had a 2 down green. We're looking to trigger back to the upside on Boeing. We move on to BAC, that's Bank of America, 2 down green. So we're looking to come back up, 2-2 reversal, trigger at 35.59. A lot of room to move here, which is nice to see. And then we have this hammer candle. So a hammer candle is a bullish pattern. We have this body at the top and then this long wick to the bottom, telling me sellers were in control and the buyers brought it back. So bullish pattern, and a hammer candle is basically exactly what you see. It looks like a hammer, but this wick needs to be at least 2 times the size of this body. And a shooter candle would be just the opposite. Here's a shooter candle. And then inside bars. So those 3 things, hammers, shooters, and inside bars, are all actionable signals, okay? And I talk about those actionable signals, I guess, in the 1-hour strat course that I've created. Here's another hammer candle on Citigroup. 2 down, finish green. We look for calls at $50.19. Chewy, 2 down green. Again, same thing. We have that inside bar set up on the weekly. I know that by the 2 pink lines. I also know that because I have this yellow circle around the weekly. Tells me there is an inside bar sitting on the weekly. If this was a white square, it would tell me there was an outside bar sitting on the weekly. So, in saying that, a little bit of conflict. We could go either way on this, closer to 2 down on the week, but we are showing a 2-2 reversal to the upside pattern. We're going to look for calls at 46.21, first trigger marked out for you guys. Comcast, inside bar, and actually a 3-1 setup. So these gold bars show us that these 3-1 setups, they don't happen very often, but when they do, we look for these big breaks. Now this was a gap, so but we still had that big break, and that's what we look for. And I'm going to talk about that and why we get that. That blue bar represents 2 inside bars together. Here's another 3-1 setup. This is what we look for, guys. This is probability. This right here, this one here, this 3-1 broke to the upside 3 straight days. This one, 3-1, broke to the downside for a really long time. This was a great trade. So this is the setup that I'm talking about. These are very, very powerful. They don't happen very often. A 3-1 setup or just an inside bar. So the inside bar, we get the same thing and we look for the same thing. Now, an inside bar does not break the high and it does not break the low of the previous candle. So I've put the highs and the lows on this candle. This inside bar didn't break the low and it did not break the high. It stays within the range. We call that a consolidating candle, consolidation candle. They don't know which direction to go with it. So it's consolidating, it's tightening. And when you have the indicator and you see these yellow line or this yellow bar, this inside bar, or the 1 bar like you see with the number 1 there, when you see that, I want you guys to think of a spring being tightened, compacted, loaded, squished down. And when you remove that force on the spring, like a jack in the box, you're expecting it to jump in one direction or the other. And that's exactly what I showed you on those other plays that happened previously. But that's what we look for. We look for those big explosions, and that's why I tell people to play the inside bars. They're easy to spot, and they usually have these big breaks, and they can break to either side. So if we break to the upside, this hourly, daily, and weekly are all going to be green. If we break to the downside, the hourly, daily, weekly, and monthly are all going to be red. So we have the time frame continuity based off of that, so we can take this trade in either direction. Cisco is up next. Cisco, same thing. We have that inside bar. We're looking for this big break. And again, it doesn't always happen, guys. We had this one. It went outside bar. But that's a probability. So high probability doesn't always happen. Okay? And then that's where the risk comes in, and you want to know how to manage your risk. Well, go watch the review videos and that'll explain it to you. I walk you guys through it. Inside bar on Cisco, we can look for calls at 47.32, puts at 46.64 on Cisco. Targets marked out for you guys. CVS, CVS also with that inside bar. We've gone 2 down on the year already. We had this gap up. It's probably going to have to get filled. And I think that weekly is probably old. It sure is. So we're going to take that off of there. And we're going to go back to the daily. So inside bar, we look for calls at 90.60, puts at 89.50. But if you're looking at it, this could just be a what you would call a little TTO on the weekly coming down. Here was one here. TTO continues down. We could have this TTO here and come back down. Now, we are following this broadening formation. We haven't hit the bottom yet. My guess is CVS probably is going to go down, but we'll see what happens off the candlesticks. We very well might come up and tag the top of this broadening formation up here, but we'll see. CVS has not had a great start to the year. DIA, the diamonds, inside bar, 2 down green is what we have there. Sorry, guys. 2 down green. We do have an inside bar on the weekly, so we can look for calls at 339.01. And what you can do here, guys, look, and you'll just start seeing this stuff. Outside bar to outside bar. That's what you call the bottom of a broadening formation. Outside bar to outside bar. So, again, there's a little mini broadening formation. And we've done exactly that. We've tagged, came to the top, then we've tagged the top here, came back down to the bottom, we've tagged here, and now we're trending back up. So we'll see what happens. But again, broadening formations I don't teach a lot on. I feel they're fairly subjective. You can draw them in a lot of spots. Okay, you could draw one here from high to high, and you could draw it from low to low. So there's a lot of spots you can draw, and they're a little subjective. If you're learning the strat, I always leave that kind of stuff till the end because it is probably one of the more difficult things to get a handle on because it is a tad bit subjective. So that's a play on the daily on diamonds. We're going to look for a 2-2 reversal back to the upside. GE has that 2 down green. We're also inside bar on the week, as you can see there. So here's another example. We trigger at 81.35. You can take a strike price of 81.50 or 82. And then our first target is actually the trigger to go 2 up on the week. So we'll see how that plays out. But a lot of times a daily triggers a weekly, triggers a monthly. It's a little domino effect. So Google, inside bar on Google, not quite a shooter candle. We need this wick to be 2 times the height of this body. We're not quite there, but it's pretty close. Inside bar, we can look for puts at 94.53 to go with the majority of time frame continuity, or we can look for calls at 97.02 on Google. GS, it's Goldman Sachs, 2 down green. We've got full time frame to the upside. We're going to look for that 2-2 reversal. GS is in an uptrend, so we're going to look for calls at 372.23. First target has good magnitude, good amount of room there, good meat on the bone for us to move from 372 to 379. INTC, 2 down green. Good magnitude again on this one. Calls at 27.99. IWM, 2 down green. We're going to look to go back to the upside. Inside bar on the weekly. 2 pink lines. Yellow circle. That tells me so. Calls at 190.63. And again, really good magnitude on this one. JP Morgan, 2 down green. We're going to look for the calls to go back to the upside. Full time frame. Continuity on JPM. Good magnitude. $2 move there. We can look for calls at 141.28. Guys, remember, if you're asking questions, if you like what I'm doing here, comment down below. Give me a thumbs up. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Help me out with the engagement and getting these videos out to more people. Here's another one, Morgan Stanley, another 2 down green. We've had plenty of these. We'll look for calls at 98.60. Again, you're looking for a strike price. You can look at 98.50 if it's there, $99 even. I take my strike prices as close as I can to this trigger price. The other thing I do, guys, limit market orders. Most of these plays I give you have tight spreads between the bid and the ask. So I don't like plays that have a wide spread that are 5, 10, 15% spreads because I only buy market order because I can only be in a trade for 3 minutes. I don't want to try and wait to try and get in on a limit order. I want to buy market, I want to sell market. That's one of the reasons I really like SPY because SPY, the bid could be $1 and the ask could be $1, $1, $2. And at that point, I'm down 1% or 2% jumping into that trade, but I'm pretty sure I'm going in the right direction of that trade when I take it. Otherwise, I wouldn't take it. Now, if I'm buying market order on a big spread, and I could be 15% out on a trade as I jump in, because again, it might be $1 to bid, the bid price, and the ask price might be $1.15. Well, if I'm buying market order, I'm 15% out already, and that's just not something I'm willing to do. So I take plays with tight spreads, okay? So that's Morgan Stanley. We're going to look to go 2 up on the day. Microsoft, Mr. Softy, same thing. We're going to go look to go 2 up on the day. Full time frame, trigger at 264.09 and great magnitude again, back to that upside. We head off to Nike. Nike 2 down green, not quite a hammer candle, but we'll look for the calls at 122.64. And again, really good magnitude on these plays for Monday morning, guys. And a lot of times Rob Smith, who's a creator of the strat, will say let him open. We want to see how these plays set up on Monday morning. So inside bar on Oracle, we're going to look for calls at 87.38, puts at 86.34 on ORCL. Pfizer's been chopping around here a lot over the last 2 weeks, but it's got this 3-1 setup. It's got an inside bar setup on the weekly. The time frame continuity, guys, is a really good indicator here. Everything's inside bar, so we're waiting to see where it's going to break. I'll still play these. A lot of guys don't like playing the inside bars when they're higher up. I won't play an inside bar if it's trading. If this opens up here and we're just chopping around, I'm not playing this inside bar, okay? It's a little confusing. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. Play these inside bars of the previous bar. What I'm saying is if we're looking for a break, like let's say these candles here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles don't appear, okay? Let's say they're gone. And we're just looking at this candle close from the previous day. Now this candle opens. I'm not trading on this day because it's staying inside bar and it tends to be really, really choppy. So I want to wait till it breaks. So that's what we're doing essentially here. We have this inside bar set up and we're looking for a break to the upside or the downside for us to jump into the trade. Now, we also, again, do have that weekly inside bar. So we're looking for the day to trigger the week on Pfizer. We'll move on to Procter & Gamble. PG is a 2 down that finished green. We'll look for calls on this one at 138.30. And there is our target to the upside. But we are already 2 down on the month, so be cautious of that. And we do have the majority of the time frame is to the downside. But if we go up, the hourly, the daily, and the weekly will all be to the green, because those are all new candles opening up on Monday morning. Pins, 2 down green. We're going to look for calls at 25.10 and good magnitude to the upside on pins. We go to Plug Power, PLUG, same thing. 2 down green. We'll look for those calls at 15.50 trigger, good magnitude to the upside with that target. XLV, 3-1 setup. So the last time we had one was here. We ended up going outside bar, so it didn't quite work for us. Previous to that, we come back into December, 3-1 setup. We gapped, but we had a really, really nice run off of that 3-1 setup. And I'll see if I can find one more here for you guys. There we go. Again, they are a rare pattern. They don't happen very often. The double inside bars are even more rare, so I like to see those. And I think we actually have one of those on the weekly chart. And here was this big outside bar. I think the market did a little funny thing here on this day, if I remember correctly. Anyways, we'll move on from XLV. And that's it, actually, guys. That's it. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you check out the swing list and the videos at the end of this video. There's learning tool playlist. There's how to play the gaps, the morning gaps if they happen in the morning. And there will be one other video for you guys to watch at the end of this video. So make sure you guys check it out. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Each of the 2,600 subscribers that I have on YouTube, thank you very much. And everybody who's following on Twitter, thank you guys very much. I appreciate you guys, all of you. Thank you for watching. Make sure you take advantage of the free TradingView offer. Get in on the Discord. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe. Good luck trading Monday, guys. And we will see you all on the next one. Bye-bye.